Hey guys, Mars Thinking here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we're going to be looking at the INT BUUHAN Super EZA that came out today. I used this guy very briefly. I did his one first and then used him in the actual Super Vegito stage. Definitely saw some interesting numbers there straight away, so very much looking forward to testing this guy out here. Obviously he is full level 10 links. I've gone for mostly additional. He does have crit in his passive now, so if I was going to change like his older setup, I maybe would take some of this crit out. But we'll go over what he does. Obviously, the Super EZA doesn't change his leader skill or his super attack effect. His super attack is still immense damage and greatly lowers attack and defense, which is, you know, still useful in certain types of events. But his passive, now post Super EZA, attack and defense 200%. He gets a guaranteed additional super. He changes Key Sphere's tech to Rainbow, and then he recovers 15% HP at the end of the turn. So, pretty decent healing, got the orb changing. When he's attacking with 12 or more Ki, he gets 200% attack and defense. And then starting from the 5th turn, he will also change orbs that are of a certain type other than tech to int. So he's going to be leaving int orbs as they are, creating extra int orbs for himself, and creating rainbow orbs. So that is obviously important because the next part of his passive is for every key sphere obtained, attack 40% and defense 30%, and recover 12,000 HP. So he is a nuking style unit. He's an orb changer for himself from turn 1 for rainbows, and then from turn 5 creates extra orbs as well. So that is obviously very good. For every rainbow orb you pick up, he gets 33% crit chance and damage reduction 22% up to 66. So if you pick up 3 rainbow orbs, he gets the 66 reduction, and he's going to be at 99% chance to crit. Obviously, if you do get 4 rainbow orbs, the damage reduction can't go any higher, but the crit chance would then go over 100%. So he's pretty much guaranteed to crit with 3 orbs and guaranteed to crit definitely with 4 rainbow orbs. So that's pretty good. And then when there's a super class enemy, he gets attack and defense an extra 100%, all allies Ki 3 and attack 30%. And then when there's an extreme class enemy, he gets 50% attack and defense and gives all allies 2 Ki and 20% attack. The support is obviously for allies, not himself. So obviously in events against super class enemies, he's going to be even stronger. We're using him here in the Namek Saga Goku story. This is a tough event from the countdown, but I think it's a good one for showing off a lot of these new units, because this event was quite tricky for some teams like only a week or so ago, and now with a load of the new buffs we've had with the anniversary characters, it's obviously considerably easier. Now, the one thing to bear in mind, we're running the double Glorio team for 200% demonic power. Obviously, Buuhan doesn't have a leader skill higher than 200%, right? Because all of the anniversary LRs are basically super class leaders, and Buuhan is not on any of their leader skills, right? So for now, being on a double 200% lead is the best we can do for Buuhan. So we'll see how he gets on, but obviously as we're now going into the new meta, like potentially, for all we know, the first Dokkan Fest to release after the anniversary is going to have some variation of a 220% leader skill. And if it's an extreme character that can fit some of these guys on here, then obviously they're going to look even better. I mean, think about how good STR Kid Buu is with his EZA, and then when he gets a 220% lead. So it's going to be very interesting. So we're on turn 2. We did not have him on turn 1, but we did have Glorio on turn 1, and we've got this one here as well. So we've already got the support from the one on the previous rotation. I can pick up 10 orbs. So our start of turn defense here with Margin, Big Bad Bosses, Wall Standing Tall, and Fierce Battle is 281k. That's with the support from the Glorio from the first turn. So if we pick up 10 orbs, we're getting, what, 300% defense and like 400 attacks. So we're at 492k. So basically 500k defense. And remember, when on super, he gets 200%. So he's basically going to be getting 1,000,000 defense on super attack, which is kind of crazy. So very, very strong in that department. And of course, with the rainbow orbs, I think we picked up 2. So he's going to have like 1.5 million defense and 44% damage reduction, which definitely is very good. So we're going to grab these, and then obviously when we grab the orb for Glorio, we're going to get that little extra buff as well. So his defense is going to go up by a little bit more. So we tank for double digits, as expected for normals, and then 39.8 million. So yeah, that's pretty good with the crit. So yeah, that's a pretty strong start. We obviously get the heal at the end of the turn, which, I mean, we hadn't really taken any damage anyway, but that puts us back up to full HP. I'm going to float the other Kid Buu off. Let's get the physical Kid Buu on rotation with Buuhan for even more support. And then, of course, we want to try and get... I guess we want to get him floated off. I guess with the team build that we have, actually, it's impossible to get a full power absorption rotation for Tech Buuhan. So we're going to have to wait until turn 6 to get his domain up. But imagine that turn. We've got double Glorio support. Then this Buuhan with physical Kid Buu and the tech, like, Super Buu domain active. Like, the amount of damage that he's going to be able to do is ridiculous. And then bear in mind, we killed Raccoon with that one super. He gets a guaranteed additional super. And then mine has 20 additional, so there's a 40% chance to do an additional from the hidden potential. His attack stat won't go up with each super because he doesn't have any specific, like, he has that once only, like, on attack 200% buff, but then he doesn't have any, like, per super, or his super attack obviously doesn't have the, like, raise attack for one turn or anything like that. So his super attack should be the same for each super, but he has the potential to do 3 of them in one turn. And as we've already said, with the 3 rainbow orbs, he's got a 99% chance to crit, which is obviously very, very good. I mean, even physical Kid Buu here, dropping a 23 million attack stat. Yeah, this team's going to get quite crazy once we've got the all the buffs going on here. So let's do this. So this is a bit of a... I mean, we'll do it to see the difference in the numbers, right? Bit of a weaker turn. We've only got 5 rainbow orbs. We do still have the 3 rainbow spheres. So we've got 66% damage reduction, 400k. I suppose realistically, he's not ideally a slot 1 unit because 66% damage reduction is good. But obviously, before he attacks, he's only got this 387k. So the example I always like to do if we're doing mid-battle calculations is like a 3 million damage super. So if we take 3 million damage minus 66%, it'd be just over 1 million. So he would take like about 600k from 1 million damage super here. So obviously he's not necessarily a slot 1 unit. I mean, the Buu team doesn't necessarily need slot 1 units outside of you've got the INT Fat Buu. STR Kid Buu kind of can go slot 1 once he gets built up. But yeah, obviously once we've supered, we then have crazy defense. 33 million on the super here, and then there's the additional. So a second 33 million, 99% chance to crit. And then, yeah, these guys just get absolutely destroyed. I mean, this is such a crazy amount of damage. And again, on a 200% lead. So we will be able to get to that 220 sort of level once we get a new lead release. We can get a good selection of orbs here to give quite a lot left on the field for the upcoming turn. So should be able to get a lot of orbs on this next turn here for Buuhan. Obviously, this team has a ton of healing, so don't need to worry too much about taking damage here at the start of the turn with Fat Buu. And then what turn is it going to be? He was on turn 2, wasn't he? So turn 6 is going to be the next turn. So now we've got the double orb changing. So he's going to be creating rainbow orbs, and he's going to be creating more INT orbs as well going into the next turn. So have a good chance to get a big nuke. Obviously, running him with any sort of like orb changers is going to be beneficial as well. So yeah, this should be very interesting. Obviously, the problem with running him with Tech Buuhan is they have the same name. Once we put Tech Buuhan into his exchange for the domain, they could link only during that duration, and that rotation would be pretty crazy. But obviously, we want to get the domain up so we can see him with that buff. And we're going to get the physical Kid Buu onto the rotation with him, so he's going to have physical Kid Buu support as well. So these numbers are about to go off on these next couple of turns here. We'll get STR Kid Buu over onto the other rotation to link up with Tech Buuhan. So we'll do that, and we can get 12 orbs, and we get the 4 rainbows. So he's got guaranteed crit, because he's got like, what, 132% chance to crit. But he's got the full 66% damage reduction, 12 orbs, double Glorio support, and physical Kid Buu on the rotation. So he's got 600k defense start of turn with the 66% damage reduction. So we'll go ahead and do this, grab those for you as well, and then see what our boys hitting. So double Glorio support and Kid Buu support, 49.8. So basically 50 million. And then the additional, I guess, yeah, the Vice Shout actually does less damage than the Ghost Kamehameha. So that's 45 million. But that's insane. Guaranteed crit as well. Oh, this is going to be really awkward. Oh, actually, that's perfect. He locked Fat Boo in the middle, which, I mean, we can deal with that. So let's do, obviously we want to activate the domain so it's up ready for next turn. So we'll do that. We've got a pretty good pattern of attacks. So, I mean, I could use the Ghost Usher here. I want to try and save as many int orbs for Buuhan as well. So let's not use the Ghost Usher because then we change the orb field. So we'll do that. Obviously, if we die, like if Fat Boo dies, it doesn't really matter. Glorio can't dodge though, can he? Although his defense does get up to pretty ridiculous levels once he does all of his super attacks, so he probably should be okay. So we'll do that. We've got all these int orbs here. We're going to change those tech orbs to rainbow. So we've got a huge supply of orbs ready for Buuhan for the next turn. So we should be looking very, very good here. Ideally, Super Boo gets super attacked if we're going to get supered this turn. I'm pretty sure I do still have Senzu Beans equipped as the item as well. So if the locking for the next turn is really bad, then I'll just have to use the item just so we can reset the rotation and get what we want to see here. Because we've got to put Glorio in slot 3 on this turn to get the support. We've got Glorio on the next rotation, so we need him in slot 3 for the support. But then we've also got Kid Boo for the support and the Big Bad Bosses link. We've got the domain up now. So considering we saw, what, 49.8 on that previous turn, and now we're also getting the domain buff, he's going to break 50 million on this next turn with a guaranteed additional. If we get 3 rainbow orbs, we're pretty much guaranteed to crit. I mean, it's 99%, right? So there's still that 1% chance he doesn't crit. But more often than not, you are going to see the crit. So we could have a very, very spicy next turn. Glorio getting all the supers off here means he's going to have very good base defense. He didn't super yet, though, did he? So if he supers Glorio, I think Glorio might die. Although he's done so many supers now, I think he's even at 55%. Isn't he like over 2 million defense or something at this point? Let's see. Is he going to super? He didn't super. Okay. And he locked Glorio in slot 1. So that'd be really awkward for a normal situation. But yeah, let's go ahead and use the Senzu Bean here to get rid of the lock. So we can see what we want to see, which is you in slot 1. 12 orbs with the 3 rainbows. So all this support, that's giving us 760k defense with 66% damage reduction. Pretty good. So do that, and then we'll do that. So what is he going to hit here? Well, he should break 50. Potentially, even with the Vice Shout, he's going to break 50. And he's getting the Dokkan attack, which is a guaranteed crit. 66 million. I'm not going to do it because I want to see if he will do... Well, I mean, we know he'll do an additional, but 66 million. And then we get the guaranteed additional. And the Vice Shout is 60.8. That is insane. Because the thing is, back in the day, like, it's always funny when you see these like showcase videos where there's like an unrealistic amount of support, and it's like, you know, you would never run the team like that, but they're just kind of there to juice up the showcase character. But like in this instance, there's like, this is a perfectly realistic team to run in this scenario. Yeah, just absolutely crazy. So if we get the orbs for you, and then you, and then do this, I mean, yeah, this team just absolutely crushing this event. And yeah, that's 60 million, 66 million with the Ghost Kamehameha, with a very realistic and achievable setup with the support on a 200% lead, as we're now going into the 220 lead meta. For stats, obviously HP can get to 250 under the new Dokkan Fest leader skill, but that's insane, because with double 220 leads, it's an extra 40%. Like, this guy's going to be doing over 70 million with a guaranteed additional. They're both getting crits. His post-super defense, especially on that turn where he had the 700 odd K, his post-super defense is over 2 million with 66% damage reduction. So even like, what, even like 4 million damage super attacks, maybe even 5, are doing like double-digit damage to him. Pretty crazy. And then he heals at the end of the turn. He doesn't even need to be hit, and you're just getting 15% healing at the end of the turn. Obviously, the Buu team has tons of healing on it, so very, very effective. But yeah, pretty crazy. STR Kid Buu here, obviously still very good as well. This Buu team, especially with the double Glorio leads for all this like ridiculous support, this team is just so crazy now. And yeah, Buuhan definitely very, very good. He will get caught in slot 1 in certain situations. Like, let's do... I can't remember how much Frieza hits for when he's critting, but if we'll do like 4 million here. Minus 66% is 1.3. So with Buuhan having like the 700k start of turn, he's still taking like 700k from a big slot 1 super of 4 mil. But I mean, that's still not bad. 700k from a super attack that would do 4 million in certain situations is pretty crazy. So yeah, we can get 11 orbs here with the 4 rainbows. So start of turn defense 563. I think in this kind of turn, although he is going to get slightly more defense because he's going to get the extra Glorio support here now as well. But yeah, it would be interesting to see him take the super here. So let's see, how much does he actually take? Because obviously he's better in slot 2, but what is he taking from this? Yeah, 819k. So on this build with this team, even on full HP, he does die to that. But considering that is probably, I think out of the red zone stages and stuff that we have at the moment, because of the fact that he crits, it's probably the hardest hitting super outside of the below 50% Goku and Frieza. And still 800k from that. I mean, we're getting to the point now with these new leader skills where the teams are going to have enough HP that we would survive that from full health. So I don't really take that as like a huge mark against him here for like taking that damage from that attack. So yeah, Buuhan seems absolutely ridiculous. The fact we got him up to 66 million is insane, with a guaranteed like second. Then you have the potential for the getting the hidden potential third attack as well. Like none of the bosses, because he kept appearing on the second turn of each boss, to be fair, but none of the bosses managed to survive like him attacking on that second turn of their phase. So he is absolutely busted. But let me know what you guys think of INT BUUHAN down below in the comment section. Have you been trying him out? Have you got him? Have you got the dupes? He is one of these units that definitely could be a candidate for the red stone, but obviously I would say still wait until we know what Gogeta and Janemba do, and potentially Texel. But yeah, he is very, very good. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.